Hello, I'm Trudy Anderson. I'm the Education Chair of the Suncoast AdFed, and I am here with Cal McAllister, the CEO and the Creative Director for Wexley School for Girls. Hello, Cal. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing all right.
And I'm excited because tonight you're speaking to the AdFed, and you'll be talking about something that I'm very, very interested in, which is how to think.
Yeah.
Your concept of how to think. And I love the idea of slowing down to get there faster. Can you tell us a little bit about what you'll be speaking tonight?
Yeah, I think that what we've kind of found with our staff and even with our clients is we're sort of drunk on all the opportunities to get messages out. So Twitter and Facebook and all the social media, and to counter that, the media companies are offering cab toppers and TV, and our clients see that and the opportunity, and they've seen it be successful. So the opportunity to get messages out, probably better, more opportunity than ever. And what it's kind of created is this need to clear our plates and get the message out, get the tweet out, and we're just not crafting like we used to. I think messages are already rejected by people, not just consumers, but we get 5,000 a day, and you probably only want a couple of them. So the fact that we're getting bombarded even more means we're getting even more things that we're not interested in. We're developing a shield to keep those things from reaching us. And so if we can slow down and be thoughtful and craft a little bit, then our messages are going to land.
So back to what we were talking about with the newbies coming in and native to the computer. How do we actually get them to slow down, and start to think in terms of concept?
Yeah, that's really what we've been focusing on. Is they're so native to the computer that they'll concept on the computer, and they'll get into Illustrator, Photoshop, InDesign, and they'll start executing a little bit too soon, I think. So it was sort of a balance for us getting used to the fact that that's where they think, but it's also important for them to draw and sketch and slow down and not be so concerned about doing exactly what was asked of them, and do a little bit more of what we want them to do, which is think and contribute and be a little different.
So do you find that if you put your younger talent into teams and maybe take them out of that environment, away from the computers and kind of the way we used to do it, hit the bar,
Back in the
whatever.
good old days, yeah. I mean, we're pretty collaboration based. So we have traditional teams, writers and art directors. We will often bring in a producer or somebody that will think more from a technological space. But we're pretty collaborative. We'll do better. Certainly, everybody will go off and work on their own and come back. But we find that the best ideas, at least at our place, happen when somebody says, "I was doing this one day when I was a kid," and then somebody else says, "That's exactly what I was doing," and then we kind of all laugh and have a good conversation about it, and that's where the real ideas come from.
Yeah, and you have a trailer within your space.
Yeah, 1973 Prowler.
Oh wow! Oh my gosh!
Now, our whole office is put together by Craigslist, or we built it. We work with a set company and a prop builder, and there are no plaid skirts and no desks. We're not trying to be a school for girls, but you can visit. You're welcome.
I wore this just for you.
We get that. If there's a plaid skirt in the office, I'm usually in it.
I didn't have a kilt, so this is the best I could do. Burberry, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
But that's great. So now you were saying that you're creating this really cool, interesting space.
Yeah.
And you have this trailer, and so what happens in the trailer?
Well, I probably don't want to know what happens in the trailer, but it's set up to be a recording studio.
Oh, okay.
There are signs of overnight stays. Our people work pretty hard, long hours. But yeah, our whole space is, we ask our clients to do different things. I mean, most of the stuff that we do, we want it to be the first time anybody's tried it. So we want to show that we live that. There's no secret room at Wexley where we actually get work done with our green bank visors and where we take things seriously, because we take it seriously in a fun way, through the whole place. We're pretty authentic about how we do it. And so whether it's the trailer, we have a lot of chainsaw art. We have, our upstairs is built like a bank, but it's sort of like Studio 54 meets Bank of America, where the account side work. We just try and make a creative impression at every chance that we have, and we do that for our clients too. So that's kind of how the office is set up.
Right, and a lot of your work is very experiential.
It is.
Yes, I was checking out your site and I saw the Genius campaign that you did, which I absolutely love for Microsoft. It was a recruitment campaign.
It was, yeah.
and there was an interview koozie, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, the job koozie was
The
a
job
hot tub.
koozie. That's
Yeah,
right.
a
I
hot
love
tub
that.
where it was the most relaxing interview that you've ever had.
Oh, that's
that was the
fantastic.
concept. So
Yeah.
we actually had a couple interviews in this hot tub in the middle of the quad, whether it was at at the different schools where Microsoft recruits.
Oh,
it was
that's
really,
fantastic.
Microsoft is an interesting company because it's massive, but
Uh-huh.
it's also, they're all human beings, and we were kind of battling this reputation of them being a big, clumsy, slow beast that didn't care about the individuals, and you had to leave to do interesting things. When in fact, a lot of the labs at Microsoft are designed more startup, and they pay special attention to individuals. So we just wanted to say that you would have that opportunity, and so we would recruit truly individuals at campuses. When there was somebody that they wanted, we would put somebody in a sandwich board with his name on it and march him around in front of the building. What do we need to do to get your attention? Put your name on a sandwich board, and so that's what we did. Or
Oh, wow, yeah.
the interviews
yeah.
in a jacuzzi, or the Genius Transporter, which was kind
Which
of
I loved.
rickshaw.
So if you had a word of advice to give to agencies in Sarasota in terms
Yeah.
of, we have smaller clients here, of course,
Sure.
how to create exciting experiences that are, similar to what you've done for Microsoft and other clients,
Sure.
but what is an important thing to think of when you're trying to create something new and fresh on a budget, I guess.
Yeah. Well, Sarasota's like a lot of markets. I've been down here a bunch. I've judged shows down here, and there are a lot. Smaller markets are small because there aren't giant brands that want to be big brands to promote and to work on some of those campaigns. So there's a lot of retail down here, and there's a lot of services down here. So I think it's good. It's easier to do interesting work when you really understand what they're asking for. So Sarasota is no different than Gary, and no different than in terms of ad markets, where work still needs to get done, but clients think they know what they want and what they need because they know it's been successful in the past. If you understand their target, who they're trying to reach, and how those people respond, then you get a better chance to do interesting work. So when somebody says, I want to ad on the back of the yellow pages because everyone looks in the yellow pages, say that's true, and this is an older community at some level, so they may be familiar with the yellow pages, but let's see where else they are, and let's see where else we can make an impression where they're not really expecting it. And I think even small market, regardless of budget, you can do some really interesting things on a shoestring if necessary.
Thanks. I think you're
I've
right.
seen it. I've seen it. I've judged shows down here, and then there's great work that happens, because people were just thoughtful, and that's what we do too, just at scale. We aren't going to outspend the competition on almost anything. We work on challenger brands who need to make an impression and make a racket against competition that can just flood the market with messages. So our messages need to be better. So.
Right. That's great. Thanks for inspiring us. We're looking forward to your tonight, to the event.
Thanks.
And thanks a lot for teaching us how to slow down just a little bit on the stop this hitting the send button quite so quickly.
Yeah. I think it was the place to be for that night.
Why corn dogs? Unicorns and corn dogs?
Because they were cheap.
A great answer.
The original idea was chunks of filet, I think, but.
And join us for our next AdBites luncheon. We'll be speaking to. God, I am. Ugh.
No, you're just giving us good B-roll for the
For the bloopers. No. Cal, we really appreciate you being here, and we'll be speaking to.
That was perfect. All right, so we've got our blooper.
Okay, so bloopers, check.